Hello and welcome to the Streamline and Shine podcast. My name is Steff Bolton and I'm 1/3 of Bolton Virtual Solutions, a team made up of me, Mum, and my two daughters, Sam and Amy. Our family virtual assistant agency's absolute passion is helping time-poor female entrepreneurs with those ridiculously long to-do lists, because we all know how they get longer instead of shorter, so that they're able to focus on doing what they love. You're going to want to stick around if you find yourself constantly just doing this thing quickly instead of spending time with your family, or if you look at your list of tasks and feel like crying, or even if you're just simply wondering how to manage your time better and delegate to your team. We're going to be covering topics from social media to marketing, systems and processes to outsourcing, and so much more, so that you can see what's possible for you and your business. So let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Streamline and Shine podcast. And today we are joined by Kirsty Mason, who is a subconscious and mindset coach and mentor. And she is on the podcast today to answer my questions about her journey as a female business owner, how she's made things happen so that she's able to work smarter and not harder, and why she does what she does. So welcome, Kirsty.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so we are going to jump straight in. We don't muck about here. All right. So we're going to come to your backstory shortly, but can you tell us a bit about your business and what it's about now?
Yeah, so I support women in the initial stages of their business. Not so much with the strategy, because it's not the strategy that is the issue. It's about how they're showing up and the beliefs that they are telling themselves that are unconsciously stopping themselves from taking the risks, going for opportunities. And as a result, they're experiencing this overwhelm. Like, should I continue? Should I give up? Should I go back to the 9 to 5? And I'm wanting to grab those women at that point and teach them all of the work that I do. Yes, definitely. A big slap around the face. No, we need more female-led businesses in this world.
Yes, we do.
So we do, 100%. So I just go in there and I teach them about subconscious reprogramming, because that is the most fundamental thing that they need to learn in order to not only manage all of the sort of the overwhelm, the doubt, etc., but to be able to grow a really successful business.
Yeah, I love that. And I'll tell you a little something now, but it's very quick. But when I first started my business in January 2021, I didn't realise that mindset was such a huge part of being a business owner. Like, it's such a huge part of life. Yeah. And I think it took becoming a business owner to realise just how important it is and the effects it can have, either good or bad, depending on what you do with it. Yeah. So like I'd obviously heard of mindset before and stuff like that, but I'd never really entertained it. But now I'm like, well, shit, I need to work on that. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it is the most important thing that you can do. Even people that know all the strategy, they know all the marketing, they know everything they need to do, they can still not have a business that is as successful as they thought it would be, because, like you said, about the mindset and all of the work that you do on yourself with that is then that's when everything changes. That's when you are able to grow this business. But yeah, mindset is just key.
Yeah, massively. Okay, so when did you start up in your own business, and were you doing something different?
So I've only really started my business this year. And prior to that, yeah, very, very early stages myself, loving it. But prior to that, I was a sign language interpreter.
Oh, different. So how did you get into that?
I know everyone's like, that's a little bit of a strange job.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I was in the pub, underage, getting myself a little
as we all were.
And there were 2 deaf people signing, and I was just like flabbergasted to see that you can communicate with your hands and your face. And I just thought, how is that even possible? So not far from where I used to live, they were offering a level 1 and level 2 sign language course. So I went and learned and just fell in love with the language, and then got a job in a deaf school and worked my way up from there.
Wow. That's really interesting because, like, we've obviously all seen people doing sign language
Yeah,
nowadays. Like, I suppose when I was that age, it was there, but it
yeah,
wasn't as well known, I suppose, because things are fought for more now, aren't they? So,
yeah, definitely.
but yeah, is it like learning a language that you can speak? Is it totally
Yeah,
different?
yeah. But obviously, with a spoken language, you've got the written and the spoken. But with sign
Yeah.
language, you don't have the written. So I suppose in a way, it makes it quite a lot easier. But it's also really easy to learn because it's so visual, and there are some signs like book. You know, the way that you would open a book
Yeah.
anyway are quite obvious. So I just picked it up really quickly. I think I got so interested in it and just fell
Mm.
in love and loved that I found a new way of communicating that wasn't just your normal
Yeah.
spoken.
Yeah. Wow. Very clever. Well done. Okay, so what made you decide to start up your own business then? I'm glad I've caught you early on in the early stages because that means we can come back in a year or two and see how it's going.
Actually, to see how far it comes. What so my my journey is I had my daughter when who is now 8, I was around 32. Then I had my second daughter, and around the age of she was about 2, I started to feel like there was more to me and I wasn't sure what that was. The interpreting was fine. It's it's good money, but I was starting to feel like I needed to do more. Um,
Mm.
and I was getting these thoughts and these feelings that I actually couldn't comprehend. So I went to a counsellor because I thought maybe there was something going on mentally with me. And I sat down and I spoke to her. And the second session, I was talking to her about it. And she said, "Well, that's drive." And I was like, "What?" She said, "No, what you're experiencing is drive." I was like, "Oh, okay." Which is strange because I was driven in my sign language, but this was more of like a burning desire.
Yeah.
Um, so I went to a career coach myself to try and explore what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to be a counsellor to support people that have been through trauma.
Mm.
Um, but with sign language, you're not allowed to give your thoughts and opinions. You're just interpreting for between deaf and hearing people. And actually, counselling is quite similar. You're not allowed to give
Yeah.
any ideas, any support. It's just more the listening. So we worked out that that was maybe not the right thing to do, and went around all these sort of different careers and things, and actually ended up going leading me straight into coaching. So I jumped straight on a course that I finished in the middle of this year. Absolutely loved it, learned so much, and I was like, right, I'm becoming a coach. And
Okay.
yeah, and I thought, oh, who's me? You know, you do the usual at the beginning stage of the business. Who's my ideal client? Well, it's going to be this person, that person. Then you do the avatar, and then it doesn't fit right, and then you think I should be going out to a wider audience. But in the end, what felt right to me and what does still feel right to me is women in the initial stages of business. Like when
Yeah.
I say that, my nervous system goes, oh, you're supporting the right people.
Yeah.
So really, like I know we get told sometimes not to pigeonhole ourselves. Sometimes people say do, but actually for me, it felt right to sort of go for this clientele.
Yeah.
And that's where I am now.
Okay. So, when did you realize that subconscious and mindset work was what you wanted to get into and wanted to help people with?
So on this journey, after I was saw the counsellor and I was going through this journey of exploring what I wanted to do career wise, I went on my own healing journey. So I sort of like connected spiritually, and started to explore my own what I didn't realize at the time were blocks, my thoughts and feelings. I then learned how the thoughts and the feelings they manifest in your current life and how they can hold you back and how they can affect every part of your life, the habits, the way that you speak, the way that you show up, everything. And I just found it so fascinating. And as I started to heal myself and the way that I was feeling about me and experiences that I had had that I was still holding on to, I was learning more and more about the subconscious mind and how you
Mm.
can rewire it, how you can actually let go of all of those like resentment that you've held for 20 years 25 years. If you do the work, you can make it go away and
Mm.
turn it into something positive. So I just became obsessed with it, and I just thought, God, if I can drop 25 years of shit that I've carried around, like real deep, like hurt, then anybody can do it. So now it's my mission to support as many women as they can to kind of drop all those stories, and continue doing, like, going with their businesses, because as I said earlier, we need more female-led businesses. There's too many male-led ones. It's too much masculinity.
Oh, there's too many men around. There's just too many men around, full stop, I think,
Way
Kirsty.
too many men around.
Yeah.
And it's just this work. It's just the subconscious work, the nervous system work. It holds the key to that change that people can experience. Because once you create that, once you know the work, like my whole life changed. You know, I kind of went from like not particularly loving myself, sabotaging myself. Like in my 20s, I was just getting drunk every weekend and, you know, like not having very good habits and lifestyle, but understanding why I was behaving like that. And then having some love for myself. It's just amazing work.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm not very woo, okay? I'm not a massive person, but I am not completely closed off to it either. Like, if something's like included in a strategy day or an event or something like that, then I'll take part, I'll give it a go, just see what happens. Like, you know, I've always said I'm on the fence kind of thing. And that sort of mimics what my parents were like as well. My mum loves to call herself a witch and my dad doesn't give a shit about anything like that, basically. So I was brought up right in the middle of the two very different extremes. So I've always just like been kind of open-minded, but not too bothered about seeking it out and stuff like that. But recently I've actually had some hypnotherapy sessions to help with my eating habits.
Yeah.
And there's a hell of a lot of trauma around it because of medical conditions I've had and medications, how they've changed me and XYZ. So I knew that I needed to get some help with it. Yeah. And during I think it worked out that I had 6 calls and they worked out happening over the course of like 2 months, I think.
Yeah.
And even when I was on holiday last week, the first day we had at the pool, and there was all these women walking around with bumless bikini bottoms on, right?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Now, me last year, or me earlier this year even, and I know if my kids are listening to this, they're going to be laughing at me saying, oh, you're hypnotised, aren't you? But whatever. They're obviously like my dad. And I caught myself thinking, oh, fuck off, I can't sit here and watch that all day kind of thing. And because that's me putting up like a barrier to protect myself. But in the end, I caught myself thinking like that. And it only took me about 20 minutes. And I thought, that's going to be me next year. That was it, done. Wow. And then I didn't think about it ever again. So that to me has told me that the hypnotherapy, although it wasn't an overnight success, like it wasn't the flick of a switch and something changed, something has changed in me, but I just needed something to happen to confirm it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and that's not me like bullshitting or anything like that. Is actually my personal thing that I had happen last week. So I do find it very fascinating. I don't think I could learn as much as you've learned about the subconscious because I know I haven't got the patience for it. Because I bet that's like some really in-depth learning there, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going down the neuroscience route.
Yeah.
It can get quite deep, but it is fascinating. But these thoughts and these feelings that we've had, these stories, this trauma, you've had it for like as I said, mine was like 25 years. It's not going to go overnight. It takes consistency, commitment, time, but mostly like self-love. You know, there's a reason why we've behaved or we think the way that we do. And it's because we've learned a story from somebody else and taken it on as our own. And as a child, because it usually happens in childhood, we take these things on. And when, from a child, you know, we don't have a worldview. We don't have, like, you know, we're not experienced. We haven't had the years of learning and going through like life and everything else. But so we take it on and we in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's where then the story is sort of formed in our head that, say, for example, I said to my mum, there's loads of different examples, but this is like a very minor one. I said to my mum when I was 6, I fell over and hurt my nail. Can you give me a cuddle? And she just said to me, oh, just get up. You'll be absolutely fine. That can create a story and a trauma. I call it trauma. I know some people say big T trauma, as in a capital T, or a small T trauma. But I'm like, trauma's trauma.
I would think so.
It doesn't matter what it is, but it's still a trauma. But if at the time I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel safe, I didn't feel protected, that is going to have an imprint in my subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And that manifests in all sorts of different ways. I'm not worthy to be loved, your mind goes crazy with it. But then that manifests, as I said, in everyday life. But I feel that when you're challenging yourself, like setting up a business, you're opening that can of worms, because it's very easy to just keep it all inside when you're just going through life. But when you're wanting to be visible, you're needing to learn new things, you're needing to push yourself out of your comfort zone. That's when the shit box opens up and you're like, oh God, okay, I've got all this crap I need to address.
Okay, I think that needs addressing.
Watch that one for a minute. But this needs addressing, because if I don't address my Z, if I don't address my self-worth, if I don't address my money mindset issues, then I'm not going to earn a lot of money. I'm not going to put myself out for speaking gigs or whatever. So it's the subconscious work is the trauma healing work as well. And you get faced with a shit ton of it when you're starting a business.
Yeah, oh, massively. Like, and even if you start up a business that's not like as deep with like the heavy work like you do, or like not so much responsibility, maybe like it could just be producing like a product line or something that can't go wrong, and that kind of thing. But there's still so much to contend with that sometimes you wonder how you get through the day and manage to get so much done, and then you feel knackered, and then the whole cycle starts again. And so there is a lot to contend with, and it is fucking hard work as well.
You know what? For a long time, I was like, I just want to be an entrepreneur. And it's like, God, I'm laying in bed, and like my daughter woke me up there 2 nights ago. She had a bad dream, didn't go back to sleep. So at 4:30 in, I'm thinking, what can I do with this? And I'm not, my brain's going. It's like, I never had this before when I was just doing my interpreting. It's like, how did I go through my life? Because I feel like I'm constantly thinking about it, and it's exciting, but it's always there.
Yeah. And I often say, like, I think I actually said it to Ant when we were on holiday last week, when I finally managed to relax and switch off. And I was like, what the hell did I do with my time before I had a business? I must have been like a slob or something, because I don't remember doing anything worthwhile. Yeah. But this feels like, and that shows me that I'm doing the right thing at the same time, like 100%. Obviously now I'm full time in the business, so I can have my evenings and weekends off whenever I choose to. But what did I do with that time before when I was working full time? I actually can't remember.
I think I watched a lot of Netflix.
See, I'm not really a TV person. I never have been. I couldn't tell you, obviously. The trauma's been blocked up well there, whatever it was.
Never mind, it is blocking of the past now.
Okay, so what? I mean, you've said that you started your business this year, but when you started, did you choose a focus for this year, or did you just decide to go with it and roll with it?
I've just gone with it, and I'm going to be honest. Strategy is not my thing. I've got a fantastic strategy day booked on Friday, which next Friday I'm very excited about. I've just gone with it, and the reason is because I've had to really push myself to be visible, learn all these things, get myself out there. Again, as an interpreter, they always used to say, oh, just forget the interpreter, they're invisible. So my whole career, from the age of 18 until 39, I've been invisible at work. So I've had to do a lot of work on myself in order to become visible. And so I've rolled with it, and whatever I've needed to do, I'll do. I'm starting to get to a point where I'm thinking I need a strategy now. But I
Yeah.
think when you're when you're in the early stages, I've just gone where my energy has flowed, and that's been really beneficial because it's allowed me to learn lots of different things. The tech, I'll always talk about tech. I've had to learn so much. I know I've had a few voice notes with you, like the fucking tech. It's just such hard work. It's like you've got an idea, but you've got to take about 2 weeks to learn how to execute it because you need to learn all the systems
Yeah.
and everything else. Um, but yeah, that is quite slow, but it's been fine. I think it's nice to take things at your own pace. I've been very
Mm.
lucky to do the interacting business on the side and
Mm-hmm.
actually have that kind of safety net, the money coming in. It's
Yeah.
a very flexible job. I can work an hour and it's like done, bish bash bosh. But yeah, I've just winged it really so far. But I'm sort of
Okay. I like that though, because I think if you've got to, like, as a business owner, I know we keep saying it's hard work and XYZ, but I think you can't be too rigid as a business owner because anything can fly at you from any angle at any time.
yeah,
So I think you've got to have that bit of fluidity as a business owner, like, and that flexibility so that you can deal with whatever's thrown at you.
definitely.
But my logical brain, which is the favourite part of my brain, is screaming, no, Kirsty, you should have a strategy first. No, I'm itching for you, kind of thing.
I know, I do need a strategy. I am getting to the point now where I do need a strategy, and
Yeah.
I'm going to create one because, yeah, I've got to the point where I feel like I've learned enough. I feel that I've got confident enough, and
Yeah.
now it's like, right, let's actually start
Let's
making
do
some
it.
money, some big bucks.
Yes. I love that. I love it. Okay. So this, I mean, I don't know how this lies within your world because you're quite new to being a business owner.
Yeah.
But what would you say is the importance of having, like, your besties in business or finding your tribe, that kind of thing, as a female business owner?
I actually think it's one of the most important things. Um, I love all my friends. Obviously, I love them all, but I am very driven. I'm setting up my own business. And when I'm with other women who are the same, in the same mindset as me, who are successful business owners, you just become one yourself and you quantum leap. Like I went to Sam Hearn's event in June, and I just think I have changed so much in that time. I went to an event in November last year, and like I don't even recognize myself anymore. Being around like all of those successful women, it just is evidence that you can do it.
Yeah.
It's really nice because you look at them and you think, gosh, you were where I was at some point.
Mm.
You went through the same like mental thoughts and the struggles and the worry and not knowing what to do next as I'm sort of sometimes experiencing now. But look at you now, like you're on that stage, or you've got this 6-figure business and you're successful, you know what you're doing. And it's just really nice to have that role model to think, actually, I will
Mm.
be there at some point. And just having people to like go through your ideas as well. I can't talk to like my best friend who doesn't have a business, she doesn't understand, but to be able to bounce ideas off from other people or go, Steff, how do I do this, and what do I have to think about
Help
next?
me with fucking mailer light.
Oh my god, mailer, like, exactly, what
Oh, I love it. I love it.
all of that? It's just, yeah, it's really important. I think get yourself in the room with those women as often as possible, and
Mm.
you will grow so much quicker.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, whenever I ask this question on an interview, I'm always interested to listen to people's answers, but most of them have been exactly what you said. Because I find I have to listen to all of Ant's work stories, but when it comes to my business, his eyes glaze over. And I think his ears get blocked or something. So,
Man.
like, well, yeah, and that. But it's just not the same as talking to someone who gets it.
No.
And I mean, that's probably the same for a lot of things, isn't it? But yeah, it's just so reassuring, like you say, to know that everyone started and from the beginning at some point,
Yeah.
and all of those successful people were there, and look where they've become. So it's nicely reassuring, isn't it, that you can do it
It is.
too.
And as well with women, you know, we have the house, we have the kids to sort out. We
Mm,
have all the other shit that the men don't really do.
mm,
So we're not just running a business, we're running a house at the same time. And the school
yeah,
admin, that's another bloody full-time job in itself. So it's nice to speak to other women who are just going to get that. They're going to get how you feel. Like,
yeah.
we are overwhelmed. The men,
Mm.
they go to work, they come home, and that's kind of about it. My husband will probably kill me when he listens to this. Sometimes I know you do. Take everything on, so it's just more to add to our plate, and that does have an
Yeah.
effect in our business as well.
Yeah. So the fact that you can offload, cry, scream, laugh, jump about with happiness, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
the fact that you can do that with someone who fully understands it, I think is like one of the most important things.
Oh, yeah, it's vital.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the big, massive, huge, ginormous dream for Kirsty Mason?
So I have high expectations for myself, but my massive big dream is to find as many women in the infant stage of their business that are thinking about giving up, and teaching them the things that I know that are going to allow them to continue building this massive business. I want to have group programs. I want to travel the world. And actually, what I've discovered about myself recently is I really would like to do public speaking. And I know we've spoken about this before. And thank you very much for your support. Much
Oh,
appreciated.
always.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel that you can reach more people. I've got quite a lot of energy, and I think if I sort of do more practice in my public speaking, then I can give so much information and support to other people and hit sort of a wider audience rather than doing like the one-to-one stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, speak on stages, travel the world, business class, that kind of thing,
Oh,
you know?
yeah. We were really jealous when we had to walk through business class to get into our seats the other day. I was like,
That's a tease.
don't make eye contact with me. Yes, I'm a peasant.
There with their glass of champagne.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck off. It'll be me next time, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you've got to visualize.
Yeah. Okay, so last question. With the big goal in mind, how have you or how will you streamline things in your business? So whether that's your tech, whether it's having boundaries, or whether it's managing your time better, like what sort of things will you or have you put in place to help you reach that big goal?
So I'm working in sprints now. So I do a 45-minute sprint of work, 15-minute break, because what I was doing before was just sort of procrastinating sometimes and wasting like an hour and a half. So I've implemented an online digital calendar, and I block my time out. That's been really good. I've learned all about automations and email automations and things like that, which has been really, really helpful. But in terms of streamlining, I think, again, I just need to work with somebody to teach me about like the strategic side of things and how to grow the business and certain things that I need to do.
Mm,
Because again, you know, I'm new at this, and everything I sort of come across, I have to learn. So
yes.
at the moment, I've learned ways to streamline what I've done so far, but I'm pretty sure in your head you're going, "Oh, I've got this idea, I've got that."
The thing is it's my job to do that for any size business owner, no matter how long they've been in business. It's like you don't have to be new for me to be doing that. I can do that with anyone.
You know your shit, and I don't.
Yeah. That's why you need me. That's why people need me. There would be no VAs, no BMs if everyone knew what they were doing. So,
No, exactly. But that,
yeah.
you know what, that is actually VAs and OBMs. That is actually one of the things that I do want to explore, and obviously I'm going to chat with you about it, because once my business gets to a point where I'm like, right, I need to pass some stuff on, then obviously I know you, so that'd be perfect. But I don't want to take it on. I just find sometimes I can get so bogged down with certain admin tasks. And at the moment, whilst
Yeah.
I'm in the beginning stages, it's fine, but it does take
Mm.
away from the creating, from the learning, which is the two bits that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So to outsource it is,
Yeah.
one of my one of the first things I definitely will be doing.
And I actually, so although when I was away, I had a discovery call with someone. It was only over the phone, so it was fine. But she's actually a local lady who has not long started a business, and she wants to get a VA on board quite early.
Yeah.
And that was like music to my ears, because the amount of times we've had to like reiterate to people, you haven't got the time to outsource and explain things because you haven't got a VA. Whereas
Yeah.
if you did have that in place, then you'd have the time, but you wouldn't be using it to explain stuff. You'd be using it to go and do what you actually enjoy doing, rather than the admin that most people detest, or the tech that a lot of people can't figure out or just detest. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's just like it can get quite frustrating. So and it's not just because we do what we do, but I've always said that getting helping as early as you've like possibly can is one of the biggest things you'll thank yourself for in the future. Because like I don't think many people realize how much of a relief it can be until they've actually got it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Sorry.
no, I was just going to say, to a lot of people, I think they might see it as like an extra expense, or that's something they're not going to really get in a return on investment. But you don't know until you try, do you?
I think as well, when you haven't built a business before, it's like, okay, well, what do I need? So
Yeah.
if you're sort of saying like having a VA is the first step, it's also, as a new business owner to learn about what the next stages are.
Mm.
Some people, though I'm not like this, but for some people it's relinquishing some of the control, isn't it, and handing it over
Yeah.
to somebody else.
Massively.
But
Massively.
actually, the benefits would be huge because
Yeah.
it gives them back some time, and you're
Yeah.
going to do it a lot better than probably what they're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that like I still see my business as one of my babies.
Mm.
So like having to outsource stuff, and I found it hard even when I brought my girls on board. And I was like, okay, can you do the content? And then I was like, no, don't do it like that. I was that person for a little while. And then Sam actually turned around and said to me, as I would expect anyone to be able to do, look, just let me do it and we'll look at it afterwards. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, absolutely fine. But she knows what I like. We've got quite similar tastes with our content. So that was fine. Amy, with her editing, I haven't got a clue how she does it. So, that's well, I do, but I just hate it, so I refuse. But yeah, I mean, I even struggled to delegate to my own daughters. So a lot of people think that's probably a harder way to do it, but I love it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, a lot of people don't like giving up the control. Definitely not.
No, because it's one of those things, I can do it better than you, but actually your job is specifically
Yeah,
for
it's what we do day in, day out. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay, right. So please, can you tell everyone where they can find you on socials? And if you've got a current offer or freebie for them, let them know what it's about, and then we'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. It's Kirsty_Mason_coaching. And at the moment, I am offering a 4-week coaching package where we just focus on the biggest issue that they're experiencing right now and explore what's going on, find out where it comes from, find the root, and then start to clear it. Well, not start to clear it so that they can move forward with their business with ease and confidence and clarity. Or anybody that just wants to go, right, I'm going all in. I want 12 weeks of identity changing. I'm fed up of thinking like this, and I just want to grow my business. I want to get forward. I want to get out there. I want to do all these things, but I don't feel that I'm the person that I need to be for that right now. It's a whole transformational package. So they're the two ways that you can work with me. I've also, and I'm going to drop this in here now, I am running a free challenge in October on the 20th to the 23rd. So I will send you the information for that. And basically going to teach you how to change your life. So I'm very excited to share that information with everyone.
Perfect. I love that. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed our chat today. And I'm looking forward to what your second year in business brings, because it's not far away really now, is it?
No, not really. No, I think this first year has been the setting up, the learning.
Yeah.
Year 2 is going to be where I fly.
Yeah, and on more stages as well, so I hear.
More stages, on more stages, helping more people. That's the aim.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Okay, right. Thank you so much for today, and we'll see you on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Streamline and Shine. If you have questions on what we covered inside, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Bolton_virtual_solutions, or you can email us at teambolton@boltonvirtualsolutions.co.uk. We absolutely love hearing from our amazing community and are always here to support you. If you'd like to be interviewed on a future episode, please drop us an email letting us know which topic you'd like to speak about, and we'll get back to you. See you on the next episode, lovelies.